If you think selling a saturated product is the death sentence, you're completely wrong. One of our clients was selling the exact same product as 10 other brands, but their conversion rate jumped by 47% just because we added these 3 changes to the offer. For those that don't know me, my name's Sasha Karabut, and I've launched multiple 7- and 8-figure brands, and what I'm about to show you are the exact levers that we've used to help brands break through saturation and generate 6 figures out of so-called dead products. In this video, I'm going to break down the 3 triggers to inject into your offer that make even the most saturated products wildly profitable. You're also going to see side-by-side examples and data from 4 live stores and the exact frameworks to plug into your business today. Look, it's 2025, and being unique today does not guarantee attention, and it definitely does not guarantee conversion. Listen, products don't sell themselves, offers do. And when everyone else is out there focused on colors or logos and aesthetics, they miss the real reason people buy, which is value. And then they start to think, look, it must be the product. No, it's the offer. It's the way that it's framed, and it's the urgency behind the offer itself. Because execution beats originality every single time. You can sell a product that's been seen 100 times before if the offer hits harder and removes every possible reason to hesitate. This is super interesting. We studied different Shopify brands that were selling what most people would call oversaturated products. And the business that won among them was using 3 specific psychological triggers in the offer that changed the entire buying equation. Now, what I want to do is talk about the first of these 3 psychological triggers. It's called real urgency. You see, the thing is, most consumers today are completely numb to typical urgency tactics. You know the things I'm talking about, right? Those countdown timers and those like last chance, we're doing this sale for today only. Banners that seem to almost like reset every single day. They don't move people anymore because everybody knows they're just marketing tricks or gimmicks. But that doesn't mean that urgency is dead. It still works, but it just has to feel real. It has to be specific, believable, and then rooted to something true. When Nike has product drops, they release a limited edition shoe. People scramble to buy that specific shoe. Why is that? Not because there was a timer on the website, but because the customers know that once it's gone, it's actually gone. And there's a track record that builds credibility with new purchases. So there are 2 types of urgency that actually work in today's market. The first is countdown urgency, but not a random timer, right? This should be tied to a real event, like a particular bundle offer that resets at the end of each month. And you should specifically explain why it ends and show it very clearly. Show, don't tell is the philosophy. The second type of urgency is scarcity-based urgency. And this is when you limit something based on real production or seasonality. For example, a summer-only product variation or a first-run edition that will never be restocked. This might be a color SKU or a colorway. The idea is to make the limit part of the story, not a fake trick. The key takeaway here is urgency does work when it's honest. When people believe the offer won't be available at just another random time, they act now. But look, urgency alone is not enough because people don't buy products. They buy better versions of themselves. So trigger number 2 is identity alignment. And this is really interesting. You see, most product pages talk about features, maybe benefits, ingredients, all these particular details. And look, that's fine, but it's very surface level. What actually converts is when your brand speaks the same internal language as your customer that they have in their own mind. Take a brand like Glossier, for example. They're not selling skincare, right? They're selling lifestyle, resonating with simplicity and self-care. Their messaging says, you're already beautiful, and this product just brings it forward. And that resonates deeply with their audience. And so this is what we call the mirror method. It's very, very simple. Your brand should act like a mirror to the ideal customer so that they can see the version of themselves they want to become. So how do you do that? Look, The main way that you start doing that is with the language that you use, the statements that sound like the voice inside of your customer's head. As an example, if you sell skincare, let's say, for busy moms, don't say like, our cream uses botanical ingredients for deep hydration. Instead, say, finally, a 60-second skincare routine that makes you look like you've slept for 8 hours. This sounds like exactly the voice that the mum might be having in her head and builds that immediate emotional connection. Then look at the visuals. When you show people that look like your audience, make sure you avoid using, random AI stock models or people that don't look exactly like your avatar. As an example, if you're selling activewear to curvy women, obviously don't use size 2 fitness models on your homepage. Show confident, diverse women with real bodies, working out or living their lives and loving their bodies. Your customers should look and think, wow, yeah, she looks just like me. Look, if she can do it, then I can too. And finally, include community cues, all right? These can be reviews, stories, or shared experiences that say, people just like you also love this product. So the main idea, when a customer lands on your product page, they should think, this feels like it was made for me. And that's when the conversion becomes effortless. Now let's move along to trigger number 3, which is what we call risk reversal. Because even if someone loves your product, they want your product, there's one thing that can stop them cold, and that's fear. The fear that it won't work, or the fear that it's going to be a complete waste of money, the fear that it might not even get delivered to their home address. If there's any doubt whatsoever left in the buyer's mind, they'll stall. And stalled buyers do not convert. Most brands handle this with some super basic, super generic 30-day money-back guarantee. But that's not enough anymore, okay? It's super generic and people have heard it and seen it thousands of times. So it doesn't actually reduce any hesitation. So the solution here is to reverse the risk all the way so that it feels emotionally safe. Take a hint here from Warby Parker. These guys absolutely get this. So what they do is they send you 5 pairs of glasses to try on at home. No pressure at all. Now look, that's not a refund policy anymore. That's an experience that's built for their customers' peace of mind. So here's how to reverse the risk the right way. First things first, name the actual fear your customer has and be very specific with it. Ignoring the doubt makes it worse, but if you call it out straight away, it actually builds trust and helps that customer to feel seen. If you don't say it, they're going to think it. Second is to make your solution clear and believable. Don't hype it, just show the why behind the promise and give them a reason to lean on. Third is to add a bonus that they get to keep no matter what. And this turns like trying something into a win, even if they get the refund. When you say not loving it after 30 days, look, get a full refund and keep the mini travel kit. Now the risk isn't buying it, the risk becomes missing out on the free travel kit. The logic here is really quite simple. When you remove the emotional tax of the decision, people feel really safe and they just start to buy. And lastly, let's talk about the powerful add-on, which is the offer stack formula. And it's brutally effective when done right. When people hesitate at the price, the issue isn't usually the price itself, it's that the offer doesn't feel complete. And so you have to structure your offer to feel like a solution, a win, okay? And that changes the way that people justify the purchase. If you look at Apple, for example, when you buy a MacBook, they also offer AirPods, software, Apple Care, and different bundles. So you're buying more than just the individual product itself. Basically, it's not just about selling more, it's creating a complete system. I like to think about this from the lens of what I call the fruit salad. If you go and buy one apple or one orange or one banana, and you price those things up, it might be 70 cents or 30 cents or $2, whatever the current price is for those things. But when you bundle it all up and you chop those pieces and you present it in a nice bowl that you call fruit salad, all of a sudden you can charge $10, $12, and people see more value in the complete system. And that's exactly what you want to do with your product, is create systems. So basically, it's not just about selling more product, it's about creating these complete systems that feels much more valuable to the consumer and makes the investment feel worthwhile. You can do the same. Look, if you're selling a skincare product, don't just sell the bottle, right? Add bonuses like reusable face cloths or a digital glow bundle with a routine calendar to help the customer get the result. If it's a sleep supplement, offer like a free meditation audio, some sleep tracker PDF to help with the experience. This transforms your product from a single product to a full solution, and it goes from a $39 serum to a complete system for better skin. And people justify systems way more than once-off purchases. This formula makes your overall perceived value go way up and your brand trust increases tremendously. At the end of the day, the conversion doesn't come from persuasion, it comes from trust. And look, if you're still here right now, you already know this game. It's not about finding the next trending product. It's about knowing how to sell what already works, but doing it better. And everything we've just walked through today in this video is exactly what we solve inside of the e-commerce accelerator. We bring the systems, the offer architecture, and the team that has scaled 8-figure brands and not just talked about it. So here's your move. If you want to book a demo with our team, we'll walk you through exactly how we help brands outsell their competition every single day of the week, even if they're selling the same product. You'll see how we rebuild offers, fix broken funnels, and convert cold traffic profitably. This is for people who want to win now and not someday, because 6 months from now, you'll either be scaling a brand that prints sales or watching someone else do it with a product that you thought was once saturated.